Well, I do have a story about Nature Boy recently, but if you want me to wait till later, I can.
Well, if you got it, you might as well tell it here.
Well, Nature Boy is known, and he has a show, so he's still drunk most of the time. You know, the old saying, once you meet your idol and really know him, sometimes it's better not to. My dad passed away, and I don't need R.I.P. or condolences. The fucker hated me. And no, I'm exaggerating, but we didn't get along. But he passed away December 10th. I loved him. He loved me. But it was a rough year. He got the Alzheimer's and all that. And whatever. He finally passed December 10th. So December 14th, Raw's in town. And instead of grieving with my family, I said, fuck it. I'm going to Raw. And I just worked my way into a front row $500 ticket. It was the night Roman Reigns won the world title. So I'm having the time of my life. I'm like, fucking hey, Dad, you must like me if you got me in here, front row, you know, name dropping, pulling Dennis and Kenny Bolin bullshit. And I say, the TV hotel is the Hyatt, Hilton, whatever's on Delaware Avenue. They changed the name a couple times, but I go in the bar on a Monday night about 11:30 after the show, 11:45. I see Lillian Garcia checking in, who's pretty fucking hot. And if you ever had a Latin girl, I should have stayed at the front desk as opposed to going to the bar. But anyway, I go and at that time, I made the 5th patron. There is a corporate non-wrestling fan, but everybody knows who Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are. That's talking to Ric Flair. And there's 2 people who have no clue who anybody is down at the bottom of the bar. So I don't want to go up and say, hey, I'm Tom Robinson from 1985 whatever, you know. So I just kind of play it cool until he's done talking to this dude, and I introduce myself, tell him I've listened to his show and this, that, and the other, and I try to ease in some conversation. So finally, he opens up and he's being pretty cool. And there's a female bartender, and literally, it's a Monday night. He gets a text from Stephanie McMahon, which he didn't show me, but he shared with me. He shared the information. I assume on the other line was saying, Rick, are you in your room? It's Monday night. You're 60-some years old, et cetera. And because he kind of got a little nasty demeanor after the text. Then Charlotte called him from the road driving to, I believe, Newark with Becky Lynch, because he explained that to me as well. And he was saying, love you, honey. I'll see you when, all that kind of stuff. He says, that's my daughter, blah, 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 blah. And so the bartender calls last call at about 12:10, 12:15. Now, Rick's already drunk by the time I got there. I'm pounding because I'm with Ric Flair, and now everything's going great. What could be better? I just got a front row comp ticket from learning how to work ticket people, and I saw a world title change, as insignificant as it is these days. But I'm with Ric Flair. It's like, it's 4 days after my dad's dead. What the fuck? I'm having fun. The moment that changed the night, he's asking the female bartender, who he whispers in my ear, kind of resembles Alicia Fox. And I said, yeah, I can go with that. She didn't, but I kind of went with that. But it spurred a thought in my mind. And he says, darling, whatever. He starts being the Nature Boy. And he's trying to get her to keep the bar open. He's asking for her manager. And in the old days, he'd pull out hundreds. He's like, this guy, he didn't even remember I was Tom or TR or anything. And myself, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of your manager. Just keep it open or whatever. And I'm actually not going into Ric Flair mode until later, probably. But I'll try to keep it short. So she refuses. But after begging, and I'm begging at this point, that tells you where our self-esteem is. Ric Flair and Tom Robinson on a Monday night at 12:25 asking for more beer and more alcohol. No girls around, just 2 fucking idiots. So she finally agrees to give him 2 red wines for me and him and 2 Miller Lights. So we have 6 drinks. And I say, hey, you mentioned Alicia Fox. You guys worked with her tonight. She, in my opinion, she's really fucking hot and underrated in the ring. He turns around with the angriest look. It reminded me of the Bobby Fulton story that I told earlier. And he says, did you really say that? And I said, yeah, she's kind of hot and she's good in the ring. And conversation over. I said, I thought it was a rib. You know, he just bought me 3 drinks, and we've had a half-hour good conversation by this point. Do you realize that's my daughter's division? You know,
her division.
Yeah, because Alicia works there. I was thinking like he thought I was talking about Charlotte, saying she's fucking hot or something, and I'm like, no, Rick, you get it. I was talking about Alicia Fox, and then after like 4 times of Ric Flair saying "fuck you" and "fuck off" and "you're an asshole," it became like almost the Adam Sandler Bob Barker moment, like in that whatever movie that was. I was like, well, fuck you, Ric Flair. And Ric Flair's, fuck you, you know, and it became a promo, and we're going back and forth, and to a point where like management like comes from the back, and they're standing between Ric Flair and I on December 14th, 2015, to be exact, or December 15th, because it was after midnight. And he was livid because I said Alicia Fox was hot. I clarified that after 7 apologies. And I got tired of it because it's a 67-year-old man who, quite frankly, I'd smoke in a fight, but he's was my idol in '89, so I'm torn. But he's calling me every kind of motherfucker and asshole possible, and he just says, "Fuck off!" And now I sound more like Lance Russell, but that's what he said. And he walks out, but he was clearly fucked up beyond imagination. He fell into a table, and I just remember him turning around with his blonde hair flipping, and he goes, "Asshole," and then stumbled out of the bar. And they were like, "What was that all about? You guys were just cool." I said, "I have no idea, but these are mine now," and I downed all 6 drinks. So thanks, Nate.
And you say thanks, Nate. You really have no idea who actually paid for those drinks.